Births, deaths, disappearances, rebirths, kidnappings, and more marked the year 2021 on General Hospital. Several wonderful recollections might be made. Here are the 7 most memorable occurrences of the year. Indeed, who would have guessed? The relationship between Sam McCall, Kelly Monaco, and Jason Morgan, Jason Priestley, seems inevitable. Steve Burton. Nevertheless, even on General Hospital, nothing lasts forever. She saw the risk Jason posed to her kids and decided it was best to let him leave. Dante Falconeri, Dominic Zamprogna, returned to Port Charles just as Lulu Spencer, Reilly, went into a coma. No one can say for sure if she'll ever contact him again. Dante and Sam both found themselves suddenly liberated, and naturally, they sought each other out. The two of them work well together. They have a sense of adventure and enjoy the thrill of the chase. It's true that Sam and Dante are both unmarried and looking. Both of them have raised their children on their own and are now looking to combine their households. There's hope that this is a perfect pairing. But paradise rarely lasts for long in a soap opera. Is Lulu planning to return and throw a monkey wrench into Santy? For many viewers, General Hospital's Sean Dunley, John Reilly, was an iconic figure from the 80s and 90s. He led the WSB and was the police commissioner in Port Charles. Even though Anna Devane was one of Sean's closest pals, he had many more. Finola Hughes. In addition, Tristan Rogers, Robert Scorpio, and Felicia Scorpio, Christina Wagner. Finally, remember Laura Spencer, Jenny Francis. His name is on Robin Scorpio's birth certificate, Kimberly McCullough. Ultimately, Sean wed his sweetheart, Tiffany Hill, Sharon Wyatt. Annie Dunley, who represents his real-life daughter Caitlin, and her parents had been absent from the show for quite some time. Earlier this year, we lost John. To pay tribute to him, General Hospital wrote a narrative in which Sean also passed away. Friends from Sean's hometown of Port Charles gathered to solve a final mystery involving Annie's dad. It was a heartfelt tribute to a legendary performer and his iconic role. Pity poor Maxie Jones, Kirsten Storms. She had a rebound relationship when her husband Nathan West, Ryan Pavey, died. This was during our time with the vile Peter August, Wes Ramsey. Maxie may have been right about him being a changed man who genuinely cared for her. In addition, he was rumored to be Finola Hughes, Anna Devane, son. But the details were revealed, and Peter's real colors were exposed. He attempted to abduct the couple's baby and had Maxie taken hostage. Maxie exploded when Peter visited her in the hospital while she was a patient at General. She informed him she had discovered his true identity and desired no more contact with him. She recorded his statement to the authorities as well. That Maxie dared to confront Peter was a welcome sight. The public was relieved that she had the courage to cut Peter out of her life. Hopefully 2022 will be a lucky year for Maxie Jones. During his time as Mike, Sonny Corinthos, Maury Spinard, spent 9 months in Nixon Falls. Mike was a more sympathetic version of Sonny, who had no desire to learn the truth about who he really was. Also, he had a crush on Nina Reeves, Cynthia Watros. When Sonny's memory returned, he made a beeline for PC. Carly Corinthos, his wife, Laura Wright. It felt like Sonny from before had returned. Yet, Sonny did not act like the cruel mob boss he had in the past. No longer Mike, he was also not nearly Sonny. This new Mr. Corinthos appears to have elements of both of his previous selves. He's still formidable, but he's also more empathetic than before. Nina and I both feel that it's refreshing to view this persona in a different light. Fans were left wondering if Sam would ever find love again after he ended things with Jason. Britt Westburn, Kelly Thiebaud, had returned to General Hospital, and she was ready to make amends. Their odd connection began when Britt assisted Jason in gathering information against Cyrus Renault, Jeff Kober. Later, when Jason had gotten away from General Hospital, he returned to aid Britt when he saw that she was in serious peril. When Britt rescued him, she gave him a lifelong debt of gratitude. Although they were hiding from the law, their bond became closer. Britt told her new acquaintance about some of her health problems. Also, he was there when she received the diagnosis of Huntington's illness. Something clicked, and they recognized their growing feelings for one another. Having to marry Carly, Jason broke up with Britt, leaving her devastated. The pair, though, was making its way back to one another. After Jason and the others were captured by Peter August, he vanished. This has all the makings of a fantastic love story on General Hospital. Fantastic General Hospital characters include Kathleen Gaddy's Liesl and Kin Schreiner's Scott Baldwin. The initial Luke-Laura Spencer love triangle included him, both of them being involved with Luke, Anthony Jerry, and Jenny Francis. Liesl's past involves the villainous Cesar Faison, Anders Hove. The pairing of these two personalities was inspired. Seeing them is pure entertainment. Scott and Liesl each have their own brand of stubbornness and malice that makes them interesting characters. Although they shared a love for the late Franco Baldwin, Roger Howarth, their shared grief brought them closer together. The time they spent together had a calming effect on them all. They're funny and supportive to one another and care deeply about each other. Many are eagerly awaiting the next installment. It's possible that Peter August is the most heinous figure to appear on General Hospital in quite some time. Cesar Faison Sr. was an early-on villain and likely the inspiration for his son. Whenever he went, he caused mayhem in Port Charles. Peter kidnapped Maxie after murdering Franco Baldwin in order to take their unborn child. Harrison Chase was not the only one Peter poisoned, Josh Swickard. Peter possessed the antidote that Chase's brother, Dr. Hamilton Finn, Michael Easton, was searching for. For Detective Chase, time was of the essence. On top of General Hospital, Finn and Peter argued over who should take the antidote. Nevertheless, Peter being Peter, he flung the vial off the cliff. Finn, in the midst of their dispute, shoved Peter down the steps. The crowd went wild. Rebecca Herbst's Elizabeth Weber arrived at the last minute. At the base of the stairs, she confronted the murderer who had taken her husband's life. When Peter dies, nobody will feel sad about it. Hence, when Dr. Finn and Nurse Weber discovered there was no heartbeat, they buried the body in the freezer. Peter the martyr has fallen. It's bad news for the people of Port Charles because he wasn't really dead.